How's it going, you outlaw legends? I'm Red Nitrate, and welcome into my video covering new updates and additions to Franklin's house as a part of the Contract DLC in GTA Online. For anyone that might have missed it, the Contract DLC was more or less a story mode expansion, however it was set in GTA Online and focused primarily on Franklin Clinton, the leading protagonist in the single player campaign. However, to the community's surprise, along with the expected DLC content came an extra little bonus feature. It turns out that Rockstar have made some subtle but pretty cool little updates to Franklin's house in the hills. Unfortunately, it's an online exclusive and isn't available in story mode whatsoever. However, don't stress if you're unable to check it out personally. I'll be covering all of the changes that were made in this video. As I'm sure most of you are already aware, when we first meet Franklin at the beginning of the story mode, he's living in the ghetto at his aunt's house without a penny to his name. After a nasty breakup with his girlfriend Tanisha and a series of successful jobs with the other two characters, Franklin is given an opportunity to move into the swanky house that we'll be pulling up on shortly. There's a few more big developments, but more or less it ends with the three main characters pulling off a big successful heist at the Union Depository Bank, raking in a whole bunch of cash and setting themselves up for an early retirement. That was pretty much the last we heard of Franklin, until now that is. The DLC brought many expansions to his character, the majority of which focused on Franklin's newfound career path as a business mogul that services the rich and privileged Vinewood elite. However, other big and notable changes can also be observed when visiting his house in GTA Online. If you're unfamiliar with the location of Franklin's house, I'll pull it up on the map for you here. After seeing the changes firsthand, I thought it might be cool to make a video that exhibits all of these updates one by one, because I love this kind of attention to detail. It's honestly one of my favourite things about Rockstar Games. And if you enjoy them as well, make sure you show the video a little love and tap the thumbs up button down below. The first changes that we can observe is at the very front of Franklin's house here in Vinewood. This is of course the story mode version, so this is how it used to look, but check out how it looks now. Yep, we've got a couple of new cars in the driveway, one of which is a very slick looking supercar indeed, proving that our boy Franklin is moving up in the world. There's actually a couple of cool little features about these cars that I'll discuss a bit later, but I want to get into the tour first, because as you can see over here, we've got something on the outside wall that wasn't there before. If we come a bit closer and give it a proper look, we can see that the sign reads the Clintons. Yep, the legend himself has become a family man, and quite a successful one at that. Some of Franklin's dialogue in the DLC missions actually says that he has a kid now, so it kind of adds up, but I wasn't expecting Rockstar to go to these extra lengths to exhibit the point. We get to see more about that as we continue on with the tour. They've actually made quite a few nifty little changes around here that are worth checking out. As we make our way around the bend, we can observe some interior changes, some for the better and some for the worse. In this case, it's fine. You can see that compared to the story mode version, we've just got some basic furniture changes and rearrangements in this part of the living room. But the same can't be said when we walk a bit further over here and observe this part of the living room. As you can see, it looks perfectly fine here in story mode, however when we bring it over to GTA Online, you can see that something's not quite right. Yep, for whatever reason, Franklin got himself a new couch and decided to merge it with other pieces of his furniture. This whole setup is horribly glitched, and it honestly kind of surprised me, because I mean, obviously Rockstar are aware of this area, they've been updating it, so I don't quite understand how this one slipped them by, but there you go. Then as we come back around here and make our way down the stairs and over towards the pool area, we can observe a whole bunch of changes. In many ways they're quite subtle, but if you add them all together you can see how it all fits together with the storyline of the DLC. A couple of those subtle changes are right here. Now this is of course how this section of the pool looked in story mode, but when we bring it over to GTA Online you can now see that there's the addition of a few kids' toys. Yep, we've got a bunch of beach balls, a few sand pails. It's quite a different image from the gangster life that Franklin used to live, that's for sure. Then if we make our way just behind that and over to the table here, we can also observe another small change. As you can see in GTA Online, we've now got some champagne, and more notably, 2 glasses sitting on the table. Once again, more proof that Franklin has indeed shacked up with another person and is living the married life. More evidence of children can be found over towards this part of the pool. In the story mode here, it's pretty bare, there's not really much to see, but in GTA Online you can now observe more proof of Franklin's new fatherhood. Yep, there's some more kids' toys here with an inflatable tube and a bodyboard, and what looks like a lady's beach bag and flip-flops as well. But the final proof of Franklin's new child is over here to the right of the pool. The story mode landscape is, again, very bare, not much taking up this space at all. But the same can't be said for GTA Online. As you can see, there's now some children's play equipment in the backyard, in the form of a big ol' slide. I thought this was super cool. Until this point, other than the cars at the front, I felt the changes were pretty subtle, as I said. And I mean, it's not like this is groundbreaking or anything, but I just thought it was a really nice addition and really added to the significance of the DLC story. By now though, you might be wondering who the mother of Franklin's new child might be. I know because I certainly was. This is of course until I came back to the front of the house and observed the number plate on the new red car that was parked in the driveway. Yep, it looks like Franklin and his ex-girlfriend Tanisha have resolved their differences and gotten back together. And sealed the deal by having a kid no less. I kind of had mixed feelings about that, to be honest, as I never really liked Tanisha that much. But I guess if Franklin could forgive her, then so can I. This is of course Franklin's new whip over here, and it's a damn fine looking automobile if you ask me. It's quite an upgrade from the car he had in story mode, that's for sure. Ooh-wee, look at this thing. I'm going to have to try and get my hands on one of these. There's a few interesting things about these cars though. First up, you can't steal them or enter the interiors whatsoever. I'm hitting the button here and nothing. Also, you can shoot the windows out, but other than that, you really can't do any damage to them at all. They can't be blown up by using rockets, grenades, sticky bombs, anything. And I mean, by the looks of things, they aren't even fazed by it. They don't seem to move at all. Even when you blast it with the up and atomizer, it just stays completely planted on the ground. Super weird really. You don't actually see this very often in GTA Online. But yeah, that's a wrap for all the changes folks. What did you all think? Be sure to let me know in the comments section down below. Personally, I love it. I didn't expect any of these updates at all, and they definitely put a smile on my face. If you enjoyed the video though, please hit the like button, and if you're new around here, make sure you consider subscribing as well. I'm a Rockstar Games exclusive channel, and I cover just about everything they have on offer. Until we meet again, you bunch of legends, I'm Red Nitrate, and I'll catch you on the next one.